As the Cold War unfolded, the battle for hearts and minds extended to the airwaves. Waves of Propaganda is a documentary that delves into the intricate role played by Soviet television and radio during the Cold War. This exploration uncovers the strategies, content, and impact of Soviet media as a tool for ideological influence, propaganda, and shaping the narrative in a divided world. Documentary exploration. 1. The birth of Soviet media. The documentary begins by examining the early years of Soviet television and radio. It explores how these media outlets evolved as powerful tools for communication and propaganda, aiming to disseminate the ideals of socialism, communism, and the Soviet way of life. 2. State control and censorship. Waves of Propaganda delves into the level of state control and censorship imposed on Soviet media. It explores how the government tightly regulated content to ensure that it aligned with the Communist Party's narratives, presenting a curated image of Soviet society to both domestic and international audiences. 3. Political programming and ideological messages. The documentary scrutinizes the political programming that dominated Soviet television and radio. It examines how news, documentaries, and cultural programs were crafted to promote socialist ideals, celebrate Soviet achievements, and reinforce loyalty to the state. 4. Cultural exchanges and international broadcasts. Waves of Propaganda explores the international dimension of Soviet media. It investigates how the Soviet Union engaged in cultural exchanges and international broadcasts to showcase its achievements, counter Western narratives, and influence global opinions about the socialist system. 5. Propaganda for the masses. Delving into the content designed for domestic consumption, the documentary examines how Soviet media targeted the masses. It explores the use of television and radio as tools for education, indoctrination, and the cultivation of a collective Soviet identity among citizens. 6. Technological advances and propaganda techniques. The documentary sheds light on the technological advances that shaped Soviet media and the innovative propaganda techniques employed. It explores the use of visuals, music, and narrative structures to evoke emotional responses and strengthen the ideological connection between the audience and the state. 7. Entertainment and escapism. Waves of Propaganda addresses the role of entertainment in Soviet media. It examines how films, television shows, and radio programs served not only as vehicles for ideological messages, but also as sources of escapism, providing the population with a temporary retreat from the realities of daily life. 8. Challenges and dissent. The documentary confronts the challenges faced by Soviet media, including dissent and resistance. It explores instances of cultural and artistic movements that challenge state-sanctioned narratives, as well as the government's responses to maintain control over the ideological landscape. 9. Legacy and contemporary influence. Waves of Propaganda concludes by reflecting on the legacy of Soviet television and radio. It examines how the techniques and strategies employed during the Cold War continue to influence contemporary media landscapes and the enduring impact on perceptions of the Soviet era. Conclusion. Waves of Propaganda, Soviet television and radio in the Cold War era offers a captivating journey into the realm of Soviet media, exploring its role as a potent tool for propaganda, communication, and the dissemination of ideological narratives. By unraveling the complexities of Soviet television and radio, the documentary sheds light on a crucial aspect of the Cold War's information war that continues to resonate in the present day.